Yo, I want to welcome you to this video. I want to just say I appreciate you watching, and we're just going to get straight started on this thing. We're going to do it my style, the way I play Dark Souls. You can follow along if you want at home. You can play along with what I do. But typically, I take my time when I start character creation. And we're going to pick on this little guy. He's in the way. And this guy as well. But I've left in the top right hand corner the character creation, the process that I go through in terms of creating my character, just to give you guys some insight, or if you want to copy the sliders along with that. I've recently felt sick in this time. It's just the typical winter sickness. I can't avoid it every year. I can get a shot, but I always forget to, and it doesn't really bode well with me. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying cool right now. This is pretty much the process that I go through. I just go get this Asylum Demon structured, all done correctly. We're just gonna bully his asshole real quickly with the broken straight sword, so we can obtain our first playthrough Demon Great Hammer. I really appreciate this game and this season of the year. It's whatever country you're in. I heard that this season, around June, July, or April, May, that's the best time to be playing the Dark Souls game. It's full reminiscent. I believe it came out November 2011, and that's early the early side of the year of the preceding years. Usually when people start playing this game, and it's very nostalgic of when they used to play it. But we're just bullying this guy. I see a lot of streamers just drop balls at this fight, and I just I want to comment to them and say, yo, there's this like little spot that if you stay behind, you are pretty much invincible, and this guy cannot touch you. And if you give yourself 20 minutes at the beginning of every playthrough, you can do this every playthrough. That's why I start every playthrough. If I know it's a good playthrough, I'm gonna do it and do it in one go. Here's the thing with this fight. The broken straight sword has a durability onto it. So you can take a hit and die once, but if you come back and try it again, there's a chance you'll be doing, instead of 4 damage, you'll be doing 1 damage if it breaks, and then it's just gonna do you in more. But in this game, you can't redo your character creation, so that in a sense is a bummer, because you can't just say, oh, I'll just restart it and load a preset. I mean, you can't save your character creation, so you have to redo your whole. If you make a really good looking character, you have to redo that whole shtick, and that's why it's always good to just get it done in the first go, first way. It's efficient, time saving, and yeah, if you're a professional, you can do it. Some people might struggle, they might have a hard time doing this fight. But there's a spot, if you walk into the middle of his bum, and if you see which side his attack is hitting, like if his attack hits the right side, you gotta walk into the left side of his bum cheek, and if his attack hits the left side, you gotta walk into the right side of his bum cheek. And typically the tail, underneath the tail, is a good place to be, but the tail it has a hitbox on it, and it can push you into the way of the hitbox of his hammer, which you want to look out for. You just want to be cushioned in that squishy spot underneath his big rump ass. So doing this in turn shows you have a pretty good playthrough to start from. You got a dope ass character which vanquished an Asylum Demon with a broken straight sword, a hilt of a straight sword, which tells you a lot of good things about this character. It's gonna start off really well, especially if you just have the balls. Like, my hands were sweating, like lubricant all over my PS4 controller, which I use. I'm actually playing right now PC, the remastered. Prepare to Die. I'd rather play that and get the 60 FPS mod, the Dark Souls fix, because this game is so broken. Like, there's so many cheats where you can get infinite amount of souls, and it just opens up the floodgates to all not really traditional ways of playing Dark Souls. But as you see here, we've followed the method truly. We've got the Demon's Great Hammer and a complimentary humanity for getting it done on the first go. I really regret to tell you that this is my first playthrough in a couple years, so I did forget which side that boulder would come down. It's actually the left side. If you're playing along, just walk up to the left side of the stairs, hug the wall, and walk down, and you won't get hit by that boulder. But I took the hit, so you don't have to. Oscar's just chilling there. He's given off our Estus. I'm pissed off at this boulder. Keep forgetting every time which way. Oh no. Oh no. He's gone. He's gone. My boy. You could just go downstairs and open up the gate. But I spent some time going around seeing if the Wanderer class actually has a secondary weapon that is up there on the ledge. But apparently it doesn't. And we're just going to soar off to Lordran. We're soaring off. And that's a beautiful landscape. The lighting in the sky always gets me in this game. It's so beautiful. It actually goes through my pineal gland when I stare at it. It makes me feel all glittery. It actually blinds you. In some sense. Yeah, apologize. I'm feeling sick, but I'm not gonna edit these coughs out because it's gonna be like a little timestamp to let you know I'm sick, and just pray for me, guys. You don't have to, but just please help me get better. Got my vitamin C tablets. Kindling, turning humanity. In this game, like, humanity, you want to keep it on you. It's not like Bloodborne where you want to get rid of your insight. In this game, you want to keep your humanity on you because it does give you boost stats and all that sort of jazz. It lets you get more equipment discovery. And it's just a really scarce thing when you start off, but you want to keep on you. And if you want to play the pro stats, you want to not die and not lose it. The max I would suggest having on you without losing some shit would be 10 humanity. There's no way we're going to get that demon hammer wielded. We're just going to go for a early bleed weapon that we can actually freaking use, which would be the Morning Star, which is so conveniently put aside here. We've got our Homeward Bones, some cracked red eye orbs in terms of invasion, but unfortunately, as of now, and I think this will be like an eternal thing, Dark Souls, ever since Elden Ring came in the picture, Dark Souls servers are all down. Every single Dark Souls game. This is depressing, and what the fuck is going on? Let's get them back up, because Dark Souls 3 PvP is in of itself its own beast. So you can't just shut all the servers down and not let people go back to Dark Souls 3, because that in of itself is its own little beast, and it's just chaotic and destructive, and we all love it. And fucking hell, I don't know why. Excuse my language if you have children around. That's what I hear people say. So the S stock is interesting because on my first playthrough I used it, and as you see the damage, 3 hits to hit a grunt, to kill a grunt. You can tell that I was struggling, and I thought this game, I didn't realize the stats of the game and like how it affects and all that. So I'm picking up the S stock and I'm poking people with it, and I'm like, man, this game's so hard. I can't, I'm just judging the game's difficulty on the shitty weapons I choose, which is beautiful. That's why I love the game so much, because of the learning curve. If you guys want, you can play along with my character. Choose whatever you want. Make your own unique character. We're just going to be going through and having a good time. We need to grab our first upgrade. See, in the Prepare to Die edition, we could use this to get infinite humanity. But they've patched that. Instead, they've put in a more volatile glitch, which completely ruins the fun of the game, and it's just pointless. puts away the progression of your character building up. Whereas getting a couple free humanities on the side and getting like 20,000 souls off Gwyn's soul on the side by doing the parry, then consuming Estus glitch, that was like, you had to work to get that. Whereas if you just use an arrow to get 999 souls, it's no work in that, it takes away the fun of actually playing the game. It's like putting cheat codes in. They've replaced the fundamental cheat code, which actually took time to do, and they've put in their own eternal cheat code, which is kind of trashy, in my opinion. But let's just get back to it right now. I'm really underestimating how long this Morningstar wind-up takes to attack. It is absolutely dreadful how long it takes for a swing to occur. I really don't understand what I'm doing right here. I'm just standing still. But let's just get into the brass tacks of what I believe is a really good Souls game. I think this game is one of the best Souls games, just simply environmental wise, just the aesthetic of it, the immersive feeling, and the most interconnected world where you have ultimately endless possibilities of how to start every character. And they've tried to touch on that on Elden Ring, but really, in Elden Ring, it's not really dungeon. It's like dungeon feeling where it's corridor. It's more wide open, vast arrays of fields that you can go anywhere, and that doesn't really add too much to the concept of struggling to get by with as little as you got. Whereas you could just openly go to the end game area. Whereas this, it locks you behind endgame areas, but it still gives you multiple opportunities within the small beginning area before putting the Lord Vessel on. And you can go to like mid-game areas. It locks you out of the hard areas, but that's why I think it gives you more sense of reward, because you're actually going through areas that actually are doable, but you don't get as much. So we're going to be doing the Undead Burg right now. I'm picking up as much souls as I can along the way. Just consuming them, just getting those levels. I'm putting it mostly into vitality. Just to bolster up my survivability in the realms of Lordran. And the rats, they give you poison. But the rats they drop humanity, so that's a good place to farm up humanity early game. In the DLC, you've got these sprites that drop humanity like crazy, which is good. But typically, PvP, that's where people mostly get all their humanity from. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's same as Embers, but if not, I might be wrong. But they've shut down the servers, so that's an avenue you can't explore anymore. Methodically taking out the gremlins here. So I'm gonna be going through and searching all the caverns that I can, all the crevices of this area. I popped the humanity, but we're just gonna keep it on us just for safety purposes. We're gonna keep it on us in the corner. Man, I'm so sick. I can't believe I'm doing a commentary. I'm sick. I'm working out right now. How I'm gonna get down to the depths, to where Capra is. You get surprised by these widgets. They're crazy little gremlin type creatures. And I picked up rubbish. What am I gonna do? Interestingly enough, that rubbish is actually useful in terms of if you need something in your inventory and you need a spot to take up that spot, the rubbish can actually take up that spot for you. So that's really cool. And these guys are hanging perpetually, waiting for, I think, the chosen undead to walk past, just to pop out and scare them. Man, these jumping attacks. So if you want to have some distance, like you want to keep the distance between you and the assailant, and you want to actually kill them or get an attack off, you have to press forward first and then R2 secondly after that to perform a jumping attack. And I hear someone walking to the right side. I'm not sure if someone... I initially thought this was like a NPC that they've added crazily. I don't know, my mind went straight to that, like a invader NPC, and I shit bricks right there, but I realized it's just a normal battle axe grunt, and I'm like, thank God. I wanted to escape up there, but they boarded up the staircase. And as you can see, I closed the distance pretty quickly with just a jumping attack, especially early game with a weapon like the Morningstar. In the Undead Burg, you should... But after the Undead Burg, I'd suggest finding a better weapon. Just because the Morningstar's good. It inflicts 300 bleed damage, but we're going to be looking for better weapons after that. I get myself a skirt. This is the coolest thing, but we're too squishy. If we're wearing this skirt, we're going to be too squishy, especially at the beginning of the game. Yeah. It'd be good to wear it full time, but nah, I'd rather keep the armor on. We're just doing a playthrough. We're not doing a fashion run or anything like that. We're just doing a playthrough. And I would suggest, if you can, get the most durable heavy armor you can find that you can actually wear without fat rolling. Take off the gauntlets or helmet if you are fat rolling and can't get it to there. Traverse through the white light. I like that, because in Dark Souls 2 it's traverse through the fog. Elden Ring, I forgot what it was. It's been a while since I played that. But the white light, I like that because it's crazy. Like, you don't know what it is. It's not like a wall. It's like it feels like you're walking into heaven or something. Like when you put in the Lord vessel and you go underneath where Gwyn is, it's like there's a heavenly area. Oh, the Drake, the red Drake. It's such an epic encounter, but I know there's a lot of dreading when we get to the bridge area. It's gonna be a lot of dreading. So we're gonna be methodically, if we want to stay safe. Like, people can run in and get crazy, but if you're a new player, or if it's been a while since you've touched the Souls series, you can definitely just take your time and methodically take one at a time. There's no shame in that. And it does give you a lot of headroom to take a couple arrows to the head or the knee, if you do, without getting like surrounded by a bunch of mob enemies. You can take your time. I'm trying to find right now a good shield to use against the dogs in the lower the Undead Burg, and something with good stability where they can just bounce off, but they do inflict bleed damage to their on their fangs, and that they inflict bleed damage to you, and if you don't have good resistance, you get bled up a lot, and that's the worst part. So I found out with those dogs, you just gotta walk to the side of them and just take a bout. And we've come up to the second bonfire in our encounter. We don't have the rite of kindling yet, so there's no chance of kindling. We still are carrying that clutch 10 Estus cap that we got from Firelink, from having the firekeeper down there, keeping it kindled for us. So we still have a good 8 in our pocket. The Morningstar's just... we need to get a better weapon. It's just too obtuse and too... yeah. Perfect for now, but it takes way too much time. We need to get a slashy slash to take out these enemies with. And we're getting flogged. We're getting flogged. Heal up a bit. We can actually... We have the threshold of 5 Estus to carry in our pocket. So if we do have a couple extra, we can waste them out on anything else, because that's what they're there for. We just waste them up. If we've got low health, just top up our health, because they're not coming back. Because that bonfire only gives 5 Estus. But with the +1 that we got from that, the Firekeeper Soul, which is... It's good for low levels, just to have that little tiny boost of efficiency. And if only I could wield this Shield. It's a really good shield, especially SL1, but I don't even have the strength for it. I've picked the Wanderer class, and what can you do about it? We can't do it. And it makes us fat roll as well. Alright, that's not good. So we're gonna see our favorite undead merchant. We don't want this guy killing him though, so just for safety purposes we'll take him out. And we're heading up the ladder. This is gonna be our first Undead Burg skip. I made a mistake. When I saw the merchant, I did not pick up the residence key. We're gonna need to go back and get that. So if you're playing, definitely get the residence key if you've picked nothing for your starting class. Which, I mean, as your blessing, you'd want to pick nothing because we are like the cursed undead. So these dogs are treacherous. I just haul ass all the way up. Like, as soon as you make the skip for the Undead Burg, you would want to just haul ass all the way up to this gate. Don't even risk your pretty ass getting cut. We're going to get this gate open. So if we do die, we can always come back to the shortcut. And there's a good little nook there. We can trick the enemies into... we can hit them through the gate. They could probably hit us through the gate, but they're telegraphed to walk around the gate before they come to us. Which is pretty cool. But dealing with the thieves... oh man, they're treacherous. Thieves, all the blood building, the bandit's knife is just... especially low resistance. You're gonna see it's gonna be a headache. So we're luring these dogs out. Let these dogs come up the stairs. I can't believe this, man. I had to run all the way back here just to take out these dogs. And they still follow me through. They still get, like, the telegraph so well. The trick with the dogs, if you're playing along with me, or if you ever play this, let them attack you first. Because if you're in front of them, they're going to be programmed to jump and lunge at you and hit you. So be in front of them and then roll as soon as you meet contact with them when you're close to them. Roll to the side of them and then they get goofy. They're like they're not directional. They're just straight left or right, just like the rolling in this game. It's not omnidirectional. So roll to the side of them and then they'll back up, jump up. It gives you a plotting attack to get them. So just first roll through their attack first, and then get to the side of them, and then get the hit on them. So now we're luring out the thieves. I don't want to deal with this, like, I can't even get a hit in, because this Morning Star, I couldn't get the timing right there, and we're almost bled out. So I'm running back, I'm retreating, bro. Leave me alone! And they've telegraphed to go around, and we're gonna pop out of the corner and surprise the shit out of them. But here comes too much for me to handle. If I get double blood stack up, I knew I was gonna be screwed anyway. So we're gonna run back to the bonfire. Just anywhere in safety. Take one at a time. Right now, my brain is not high enough IQ to deal with more than one enemy at a time. So I'm not gonna take any risk whatsoever. We're going back to basics, just one at a time. We've taken him out. Couldn't even deal with this. Thought I was gonna die, but we've made it. Thankfully. It's good. We've got to get our residence key from the Undead Merchant. I think we could probably... we've opened the door to Briggs. We're gonna get ourselves a couple sorceries from him just to carry us throughout the beginning phase of the game. Just because the simple fact is, we don't really have a ranged type of cheese weapon. We can get a bow, but the sorceries, man, we've got enough intelligence to wield the soul arrow, so the sorceries are going to be the hard-hitting thing. They're going to hit way harder than any arrow. So it's always good to get at the beginning. Torch hollows, I've just methodically taken one at a time, just to get the twin humanities that are hiding back there in that corner. See, I'm still working out little cheese methods on how to get them. This is how you want to spend any playthrough. Taking your time, having fun, and just one at a time. There's no rush. It's fun. And just immersed in the environment. Because I'm going to be honest, when I started playing this and I got really bored beforehand and I thought, I need to do something, and I'm feeling Dark Souls, and I'm feeling it, and let's just get started. Down here, there's ambush again by the thieves. So, I heard those doors kick open and I just 180'd out of there, and I thought, this ain't the type of place I want to stay in, with multiple enemies. And, lucky enough, he's just made himself unlucky enough. I got my throat slit. Okay, let's just get out of here. Okay, we're not dealing with this. There's 3 at once, and we're just going to go back to our old method of just luring them through the door. Because this is getting a bit out of hand. I think these ones are telegraphed. I think they're stuck, or they won't go any further because they're further down. Maybe they could follow you all the way. I'm not sure. But they've made themselves open, and I am not bled out, which is a good sign. Obviously, 1 just sitting in the corner, which gave it much easier chance for us. Much easier. 2 as opposed to 3. The Capra dog that's guarding its white light just popped out of nowhere. Let's see how I handle this guy. I did hit him once, but if you're in front of his hitbox, you're gonna get torn apart. You need to be behind or by the side of him. That's the only way to safely extinguish these dogs. And you can always top up. We can always go back to the bonfire and get more. We just want to mainly take out the enemies, and once they're all cleared out, we don't have to clear them out again. Because if they do reset, you know, we can just rush to the boss. Who cares? We've got our rush setting on. See, I'm in a perfect spot to take him out. I rolled behind him and just took him out. They can't hurt you if you're behind them. If you're standing right in front of them, they will hurt you. That's where their hitbox is. Checking out the mask, but it doesn't really go well. It's covering my face too much, so we're gonna go back to the hood. Because, yeah. We're gonna get better gear later on, so I hope you guys stick around for future thing. This is just, I'm probably going to get some flack, some criticism in the comments, like, this is just, you know, rambling or whatever. We're going through this freaking game, and I'm probably going to stop at any episode because I'll just lose interest in whatever. But at least it's here, and I'm doing it. This is a progress right now. We're going through the game. We're going to talk about every aspect of it. You're going to be there. Y'all can just, you can chuck this on whatever monitor you want, play along. Or just relax. If you're missing the Dark Souls experience, if you're missing the environment for the original Dark Souls and too stuffed to even... I thought there was a Bloodborne sign on the door. If you're too stuffed to even launch the game or you don't feel like playing it, I'm here for you, man. We're going to play it together. And hopefully I get that interest back in you, and let's just get back on this game. We've played Elden Ring for a while. I've played it, and it's dope. It's a cool game, but I've just fallen in too much in love with these games, and it's just, you can't take that away from me. It's my legacy. It's what I grew up on, and it's my thing. Vihihi? You can say V? Vihihi. So the subtitle's Vihihi. My friend, he's like, Vihihi. What does that mean? Took him out before he got the heal. See, this is why we want to go to Briggs, free him, and get the soul arrow. So we got 30 soul arrows. We can cheese all our enemies. Oh, I picked up a cool bandit knife. That's good. That's gonna come in good if we want a quick bleed, slashy weapon. The dogs you can just run them back and just lure them out, or you could run them back and then run through and go through the white light. But this soul arrow is our range weapon for any character in the beginning if you have at least 10 intelligence. We can wield this with the catalyst that we get from Briggs' room. And dude, we're smooth sailing. Because the sorceries early on, they pack a bigger punch than they let on, especially early areas. Like, that's good damage for range. We can, sail through on. We mainly want to go to get the Capra Demon. Mainly want to take him out, get our, hold on. So when we kill the Capra Demon, that means Rhea appears, I think she appears in the catacombs. That's good. We can get Wrath of Gods later on from her. And the Great Heal, whatever heals she sells. But this is, dodgy start. We're trying to kill these dogs before anything, because that's the main hurdle, are the dogs. And their hitbox. When you're anywhere near the mouth, you get hit by their mouth. Even if you're not even, like, touching it. Oh man, that's dreadful. Blood loss. This is a very scary situation, and you see, this area is it's like a archway. It's not a full ledge. We're standing on an archway. So you got to compensate for that. Once you're here, you can't get back down unless you run and jump. We've taken out the dogs, which is really good. The Capra's been distracted. Watch his attacks. Dodge. Dodge. Watch his attacks when he attacks. Dodge right at the second. Oh, that was pitiful. It's a pitiful lunge. You want to dodge right. He only has like 3 or 4 attacks that he does all the time. And you can bait a couple out. So you want to be very, like this one, you can roll into and then follow up. Since we have the Morning Star, we can actually stagger him as well, which makes it even easier throughout the fight. If you just hit him with the stagger, he gets tired and then you get an extra hit in. But you want to keep an always watch on your stamina bar. You want to keep at least enough stamina for a roll. Don't exhaust it all on attacks. You want to keep at least enough stamina for one roll. So if he does attack, you're not out of stamina and you can roll through it. We staggered him again. This is epic. Oh, the double cleave. Eventually, we'd like to use his weapon, but that'll be later on when we can actually afford to use it. This is crazy. Watch this attack. I bait him into it, and instead of using the attack, I heal and dodge straight through his cleave. But then I get hit again. I get taxed for that. So I say screw it. So let's just take him out. We've got a big batter up. And we're slowly pinching through his health because honestly I thought the Morningstar would do a lot more than that. But it's doing nothing. And he doesn't even bleed. Throughout this whole fight. If you're using the Morningstar and you're doing it methodically, you can't get him to bleed. But obviously this is going to be confusingly the first... If you don't count the tutorial boss, this was our first boss fight, the Capra Demon. And if you're following along with me, that's pretty cool. Especially if you haven't played this game before. If you can get this boss fight done and say your first boss you did was the Capra Demon, that's epic. And, yeah. That stun comes in clutch, adds you an extra hit. If you keep your distance from him, he does that lunging attack and you can roll into it. Always safe and just take him out. But you want to delay your roll. I got paid for that heal. I was stuck on a tree and I didn't see what was going on. Such a tight area. Dude, this seems like the most, like, in-your-face type of idea in any game. Having this tiny little alley where you fight with the camera angles and everything like that. We have to fight this fucking big menacing Capra Demon. It's like, it doesn't seem like an early game area to be fighting. Just like, or ideal in any way. I feel so claustrophobic here. But the idea with this boss, just delay your rolls, watch his weapon. And as soon as the weapon, it's winding up, you don't roll while the weapon's winding up. Roll when the weapon engages you. Like there, I rolled as soon as it engaged me. I'm watching the weapon, and if it goes anywhere near me, at the end of his swing, that's when I roll. Like, I watch, or even if you back up a bit, you can just space out the roll. I mean, the attack. Watch. As soon as it engages me, that's when I roll. And that's the best time. Like, you can go through this fight and not get hit once. But, like, if you're in tense situation, you're dealing with those dogs, and you're gonna get hit. Like, if you're feeling tense, but if you're relaxed and you know methodically how everything goes, you can get away with getting this fight done with not even getting hit once. I'm thinking of getting some holy weapons as well. Like, I'm not sure if we should use any type of boss weapon or a holy weapon, or like the abyss sword we get from Sif. I'm not sure what type of holy weapon, but something like for the necromancy in this game. And this character is going to be a jack of all trades. We're going to go through the whole game. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to be going into the depths, killing the gaping dragon. But as of now, Undead Burg, I say, is thoroughly checked off. Next, we're going to go through the parish. That's going to include the Drake and all that. But we've covered lowered Undead Burg, and we're going to be going through the parish. But now, stay tuned for the next episode, guys. This episode, yeah, I mean, it's entertaining, but I hope you guys take care. I'll see ya.